Now we head to Dubai, where the Expo has just started, and it's estimated to have cost $7 billion, and it's hoping to attract 25 million visitors over the next 6 months. The Dubai Expo 2020 is now in full swing after being postponed by the pandemic last year. It has over 190 countries showcasing their cultures and innovations, which the United Arab Emirates hopes will book investment and tourism. For the first time, all African nations are attending. Well, we have our own Pierre-Antoine Denny, who is in Dubai, and he's at attendance for us on the first day. So, Pierre, what's been going on the opening?
Well, Lisa, so there was an opening ceremony on Thursday night that was just behind me in this quite wonderful and incredible Dome Al Wasoul, and today it was on Friday, of course, it was the first full day where tourists and investors as well were able to come here and visit all these pavilions that you talked about. To give you a rough idea of how big this is, it's basically over 600 football pitches put side by side. It is an incredible event organized here by Dubai in the hope, as you said, Lisa, to attract investors, but it's also a chance for African countries to change the narrative from, as we usually tell, war, terrorism, poverty, disease, to something different, culture, economy, boosting and diverse population, young population. It's a golden opportunity for all these African countries to show a different face on the continent and across the world. So, for sure, there are a lot of questions about what can actually be achieved at such events. But I talked to the Botswanian Minister for Industrialization and Trade earlier today, and I asked him what he was hoping from this event and why it was important for him to be right here on day one.
I remember we were one of the least developed countries around then in the 1960s. And alone, persevering, we have become one of the fastest developing countries in the world.
You've been talking about developing, which means there's still, despite being a fast developing country, there's still challenges. What are your current challenges at the moment as minister?
Yes, we speak of development, and that's because at the end we want to sustain ourselves in the same manner as those who are developed are sustaining themselves. Some of the biggest challenges that we are facing, certainly we've had challenges in availability of funds. That has crippled us a great deal in some of our efforts to develop. We've had a couple of infrastructural developments which have had to be grounded on account of insufficient funding. That is why we are at now present pursuing partnerships with those outside with stronger economies. And we are hoping to establish good partnerships, especially here in the UAE. Because a lot of investors, they see us as a stable country, and they've said so to me. They see us as a stable country, but when as a leader who's in a political position and decision maker is present, it gives it a lot more, it raises the hopes of those who are keen to assist us.
So you can see investments, economical opportunities. This is what's at stake for many African countries. For others, it's also about reassuring, as I said before, that you can come and invest. And the emphasis is more put on tourism and the heritage. I was at the Malian pavilion earlier, and one local tourist told me that she was impressed by the rich diversity and heritage of Mali. So this is all that is at stake here, changing the narrative and making of the African continent no longer a continent of poverty and disease, but more one of opportunity and investments for the UAE, but also for the whole world, Lisa.
Thank you very much, Pierre. Pierre-Antoine there in Dubai for us. Now, let's go back